Good morning, everyone. So, in this session, we are going to create our Entra Sync infrastructures. Before that, you need a tenant, which is very important. Last week, we had tried to purchase the tenant, but unfortunately, no luck. So, for your information, if you are creating a tenant, don't give the Indian address or Indian pin code, else you will not be able to purchase. That is a trick. What I done during the purchase, I put the UK pin code, UK address, and Microsoft allow me for purchase the tenant. The tenant is nearby you. Okay, the tenant is nearby you. Got it? This is very tricky. So normally you won't be able to purchase or create a tenant. You need a UK and UK pin and UK address. Sometimes it will work, sometimes not works. If you cannot work, you have to go do for France, you have to do for some other countries as well. Okay. So in this area, you have to create. Clear? Got it?
Yes.
So let's power it on our Entra Sync connector. Okay, so let's do one thing. Hold on. Hello. Okay. এবারে just see that first log in into it.
Are you sharing the screen? I can.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Are you able to see my screen, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is your tenant we have created. So if you go to the tenant part, I'll show you. This is your tenant. Okay. This is a tenant address, right? And we have given the pin code on UK, then only it's allow me to purchase. Else I'm failure after failure after failure, and finally I conclude let's change the country address, and it's crack. So some tricky to keep on to research. So don't expect at one shot you can create your tenant. Perfect. So this is your Entra Connect servers. For your information, you cannot download Entra Sync or install it. No bother, it's not possible. You have to do some prerequisites before that. So what are the prerequisites? TLS 1.2 or network framework, .NET frameworks in Entra Connect. Why do we need TLS 1.2 and .NET framework in Entra Connect? See, many one of us work in Entra Connect, Entra IDs, and many times they have installed it, right? Many times they have installed it before jump into it, but they have not idea what exactly the function of TLS. So what exactly TLS do here? TLS means somewhat people think that it is encrypted something. What encryptions? How it will transfer? So TLS basically transport layer security. That means SSL secure layer security, which is static. TLS will transfer the data with security. So roles of TLS in Entra Connect. TLS transport layer security provides secure communication between the Entra Connect server and Microsoft Entra ID. So that means from outbound connector space towards the Entra, the channel was secured by TLS. So that's what TLS is required. So the communication flow is on-premises AD transfer the data, Entra Connect server using inbound connector space. Then TLS 1.2 encrypt connection. So what is the outbound connection is created by default? It will wrap some encryptions so that data will travels in sort of hacking or compromise. Clear? So without TLS, the data transmit over the internet could potentially be intercepted. So anytime interception can happen. And intercepted by whom? Attackers. What does TLS protect? User synchronization data, password hashes, PHs, authentication request, configuration updates, token exchange, API communications. Clear? Is that clear?
Yes.
Why specifically TLS 1.2 it's required? Even I'm guaranteed the peoples are working in Entra Connect already. If you ask these questions, why typically we need TLS 1.2 at the time of Entra Connect configuration? My guarantee they will not able to tell you the proper answer. Most has depreciated TLS 1.0. TLS 1.0 is already depreciated 1.5 years ago. Because they contain known security weakness, Entra Connect required TLS 1.2 that is depreciated from the Microsoft, and the Microsoft informed that you need to either if you TLS 1.1 on top of you have to configure TLS 1.2, or if you are going to for fresh installation you always need a TLS 1.2 because stronger is encryption algorithms, better cipher suites, protection against older SSL TLS vulnerabilities. So did you guys remember when we have learned Active Directory certificate service? That's I'm telling you, the Entra Connect is totally relying on ADCS. So during our ADCS, we learn about the SSL part, hashing part, right? cipher part, that is related. Stronger encryption algorithm, better cipher suites, protecting against older SSL and TLS vulnerabilities. And compliance requirement. So example, when Entra Connect performs synchronization, sync engine, HTTPS request, TLS 1.2 handshake, encrypted channel established, data sent to Entra ID. If TLS 1.2 is disabled, wizard installation may fail, authentication may fail, synchronization may fail, connectivity test may fail. Typical error, unable to establish trust relationship. The request was aborted. Could not create SSL/TLS secure channel. What is the .NET frameworks is doing? Because you need a .NET framework to be enabled, right? Why? What is the see, if you are using 2019, you no need to manually install .NET framework here because it is already there. You have to enable the options by using certain command or PowerShell script. But why it is required? What is the .NET framework doing here? Entra Connect itself is a developer using Microsoft technologies. Entra Connect itself is a developed using Microsoft technologies that rely heavily on the .NET frameworks. The synchronization engines and management component uses .NET libraries. Component using .NET, installation wizard, synchronization engine, authentication module, Microsoft Graph Communication, Azure AD connectors, PowerShell modules. Why enable sec use strong crypto? It's an algorithm. Sec SCH use strong crypto. Older .NET versions may attempt SSL 3.0, TLS 1.0. Modern Microsoft service reject these protocols. The registry setting tells .NET use the strongest available TLS protocols. Example scenario: Windows Server 2016 .NET Framework 4.6 TLS 1.2 enable in Windows. SCH use strong crypto disabled. Result: server support TLS 1.2, but .NET application still tries TLS 1.0. Connection failed. Some interview question: why do we enable TLS 1.2 and SCH use strong crypto for Entra Connect? I'm guaranteed none of the tell the answers. This question will ask by Microsoft if you go for interview. So TLS 1.2 provides encrypted communication between Entra Connect and Microsoft Entra ID. .NET application inside Entra Connect use the .NET frameworks networking stacks. Thus SCH use strong crypto registry setting force .NET application to use TLS 1.2 instead of older protocols such as TLS 1.0. Is that clear? What is the function of this algo? That SCH use strong crypto registry setting forces .NET application to use TLS 1.2 instead of older protocol TLS 1.0. Without this setting, synchronizations and authentication can fail because Microsoft Cloud Service requires secure TLS 1.2 communications. In real world scenario, an organization update Entra Connect after installation could not create SSL TLS secure channel. That is a common error. Root cause TLS 1.2 enabled Windows, .NET still TLS 1.0. Solutions, these are the solutions. The command you need to run. Okay, clear everyone? So let's say you have to download your Entra Sync agent. From where? Go to your Entra Connect. From there, Entra Connect, Cloud Sync, agent, download on-premises agent. This is agent which is required in provisionings. Okay, if I go to, okay, you can download it, no problems. Provisioning agent, it is for require whenever you are creating pass-through PTA, that is PTA provisioning agent. If I go to here, Connect Sync, download provisioning agent, download Connect Sync agent. Best, safest part to download from here. Instead of searching Google everywhere, use your Entra Connect. They will always put the latest connector. Okay, clear? Great. This is how I already have downloaded it. Let it download, no worries. So let's Azure AD Connect. I have already downloaded before the classes. Let's copy it and directly go to your Entra Connect server. Great. Now these are the command you have to run in your PowerShells to enable TLS 1.2. The command may have some bugs you need to fix if is there any bugs. Okay. But this kind of command never run on PowerShell command prompt directly. Instead, use the ISC. ISC is very flexible. Allow developer or implementer to give multiple code run at a time. Click on script down, white area, paste that command. Okay. Click on run. Access the registry key. It is getting error. You need to run ISC in a run as admin mode. Great. Just a second. Let me check. Hmm. Okay, just a second. Great. So this is the command you need to run. Okay. Now verify the TLS settings is perfectly working or not. That you can run on PowerShell. Single line command you can run on PowerShell. Yes, it is enabled. Enabled means 1, disabled means 0. Okay, TLS 1.2 enabled. Right? Any concern? And if you want to test whether it is working or not, you run the same command. Test TLS.
These commands, will you give it?
Definitely. All I will put in the your drive. Don't
Okay, okay.
worry. That is I'm pasting in the notepad. So later on I will give all the command to you.
Okay, sure.
No worries. This is the command to if it's written any error you will get. So TLS 1.2. It is forcing to give that TLS 1.2 channel test. Okay, great. Now I'm going to do it. Enable .NET framework to use TLS 1.2. Okay. Yes, that is also enabled. Perfect. If you run these things, then you are ready to go your setup. Okay. Perfect. Run. Okay. So let's put it in the folder. Okay. Yes. Go to files. Run as administrator. /tab. Click on it. So this is another things. If anyone tell you how to run exe in a run as administrator, sometimes you have non options to run, click and run as administrator. In that case, how you do? Simple. Put the exe in a folder. Go to files, then select PowerShell run as administrator. After that, it will be open the PowerShell on the same path. /tab. The exe will come and enter it. Simple. Clear? Great, guys. So this is a very precious skin for everyone that we are going to create our Entra infrastructures. Let's celebrate. We are the part of core directory service team. Great. Now this part, be cautious that while you are configuring Entra Connect, remember that will give you the options. Either you use dedicated SQL servers, or you use their own Windows internal database. right? Or PostgreSQL by default, whatever it is. So don't go with use express settings, go to customize. Yes. Okay. So either you are not using any one of, right? So go with, click on install. Come to your DC. You have a time to create one enterprise administrator. If you already created, let's good. If not, let's check. Okay, so here you will see that org users, that account was created, and check the membership. Yes, you are enterprise admins. Nice. Back to your Connect servers. Okay, now here you have options. Password has synchronization, which is very easy, but as I told you, that password has synchronizations means your hash of the passwords will be synced in cloud. In case your account is locked in on premises, doesn't care. It's just sync the password hash. If you recently change your password, it will sync the hashes. But it is not relying on the state of the account wherever right now. So if any users are locked in on premises, you can easily access the cloud resources in outsides of the organizations. So it depends on the security postures. If your security teams not allow you to go for the hash, either you have to go for PTA or you have to go for federations. And another few options are federation with ping federated. Ping federation is a it's a not Microsoft discovery tools. It's a different pay tools you need to ping for it to install, comes with a separate license. Federations, it's a free tools, not required any license, as you already aware. So let's go with, I will tell you all these options. Okay, so first go to the password hash synchronizations, click on next. These options, remember, if you enable these options, that means whenever your domain join machines, you are accessing the cloud resources, you no need to enter the passwords. It will already enable the sign in. So these options to check this. User no need to enable. Select this option to enable single sign-on for your corporate desktop users. If you enable this. Okay, this is the time you have to enter your Entra ID hybrid identity administrator, preferably global administrator. So for your information, on premises high privilege accessments, domain admin and enterprise. Super high privilege is enterprise admin. In cloud, the super high privilege administrator is a global administrator. So global administrator, you already have the default account when we have created. That account was created side by, and he is a part of global administrator group. Let's go to users. The first account created Siddharth Roy. If you click on the roles, you will see that he is a global administrator by default. He is a creator of the tenant. So the by default global administrator role has given to him. Other than users, you have to give them manually role assignment. Okay, copy that ID, put it here, click on next. So this part, it's common, click on add. It will give you the pane. Everyone, I'm telling you, you cannot sign you in or this kind of things. You might have this pane. You have to struggle a lot. Initially, it will give you the pane. So go to default apps, click on default apps. Here it is web browser, it's showing Chrome, make it Chrome. Okay. Close it. Yes. Why remember this thing? These are the very tricky part, because this is actually trying to give you the prompt where you will connect your Entra. But if your default browser is IE, it won't allow, because IE already depreciated. How many of you guys do? I'm not sure, but it is already depreciated. Instead, you have to change your default association from IE to Edge or Chrome. Better to use Chrome. Same account, you have to put it here. Now, you might have to give the authenticator app. Okay, one thing I'm telling you guys, while you are creating your tenant the first time, when you are trying to log in the first time with your user ID you are given at the time of tenant creations, you has to be scan this authentication blueprint into in your authenticator app, and that's is required for two-factor authentications. Clear? Got it? Perfect. Nowadays, everybody's know about what is authenticator app, what exactly the function of it. No need to tell further on it because you guys already aware on it. Great. So click on add directories. This is very crucial. It will give you the pin. 2 to 3 times it will create a problem. Okay. So just clear that, just read that instructions carefully. AD forest account. An AD account with sufficient permission is required for periodic synchronizations. Microsoft Entra Connect Sync can create the account for you. Alternatively, you may provide an existing account with the required permissions. The first option is recommended and required you the enterprise admin credential. Create a new AD account or use existing AD account. So both you have to try. My previous experience, I'm telling you. So it will be domain /. Okay. So what is your domain? sit.edutech.in. So you copy all this part, sit.edutech.in. Consider, give your password. Okay, before that, just make sure you are giving the correct passwords, else it will be a problem. Let's create one then. Stop the firewall, that is also pretty crucial rule here. Stop the firewall in your DC as well. In interesting connector ncpa.cpl part, just check Basically, I'm doing a telnet. True means it is enabled. True means it is enabled. That is the reason. Yes. That domain name should be advertised. Let me check. Hold on. That is the reason. That is the reason. It's very common. Okay. Leave it. So what I told you before, you will face a lot of hurdle while adding the domain. Due to the reason is your NICs not advertising the networks. Second things, we have changed the password, but that password was checked next time before login and reset the password. Two common relations, be careful. Okay, is that clear? Shall I click on next?
Yes.
Okay, great. Click on next. Yes, that is the most awaited screen that's we are looking for. So here this area basically it's telling you the sign in of Azure with same credential as your on-premises directory. A matching Microsoft Entra ID domain is required. The following table lists the UPN suffix on your on-premises environment and status of associated Entra Connect. Clear? Now question is, what exactly a UPN matching? What exactly it is, right? So basically for your information, this screen is one of the most important steps in Microsoft Entra Connect Sync organization. It is called Microsoft Entra Sign-in configuration. What exactly this screen? Microsoft Entra Connect is checking whether your on-premises Active Directory UPN suffix matches a verified domain in Microsoft Entra ID, Azure AD. So that means if you enable these options, okay, clear. If you click on refresh, it will be added. Acha, Microsoft Entra domain, no problem, fine. So click on this. So for exactly Microsoft Entra Connect is checking whether your on-premises Active Directory UPN suffix matches a verified domain in Microsoft Entra ID. Okay. So Active Directory UPN suffix is edutech.in. Microsoft Entra ID domain not added. That means your on-premises users may have username like user1@edutech.in, admin@edutech.in. If these suffix were not matched, Microsoft one, it's not allow you to do that. So in that case, when the user sign into the Microsoft 365 or Entra ID, use the IPN users@edutech.in. If edutech.in is not verified in Entra ID, user cannot sign in using this account. As clear as that. So click on this, click on next. Yes, this is the most critical part here, domain and OU filtering. If you select sync all domains, so all the entities in your service account, non-service account, non-human account, bot account, all will be seen. And you have to give the license, which will increase your organizational license cost. So in that case, organization, what they are telling was select options 2, uncheck and use specific OU only, where the department wise only VIP users or critical users or engineers can have assigns or sync the license. So select that accordingly. This is the settings I'm telling you, everyone. So if you are an Entra ID admin, you often receive the instructions from your IT coordinator or project managers. So you have to check it accordingly, right? Next option is very, very critical. Uniquely identifying your user. Select how users should be identified in your on-premises directory. users are represented only once across all directories, or users identity exists across multiple directory match using mail attribute, object SID, SAM account name, and specific attributes. Yes. What does it means? So in that case, what exactly each module will do? For your information, if we yes, mail attribute means it will check mail ID is there or not. Okay. Object SID, MS master account SID, it will be there or not, or specific attribute you want. Employee ID. If a specific attribute employee ID should be there or not. Select how users should be, that was select how users should be identified in your on-premises directory using employee ID. Select how users should be identified with Microsoft Entra ID. Choose also employee ID. Okay, both. Click on next. This part it's telling filter user and device using group. If you have any group, we'll do it, or else leave it. Initially, we are configuring using Microsoft password hash synchronization authentications. So guys, all the best. Go ahead and install. So configuration completed. Now the synchronizations happen in between. But guys, how you think that users are synchronizations, right? Let's go to the users, click on refresh. Sorry, these users will not come. Why? Who can tell me? Who can tell me why that user was not sync? Anyone else? Because of that user's employee ID is not given. And Microsoft unable to identify or give them access. Make it 1000. Okay. Perfect. Synchronization has happened till now. Let's put refresh. User must be sync. That is the first account which is I've created at the time of login on Microsoft, and new account should have come. Okay. For your information, how you run the force synchronization command. Start -ad sync. Again, sync cycle -policy type delta. Delta means only required changes will be go. If you go for policy type INIT initial, that means full synchronizations. It's telling that the delta is going on, so it can't. Both is success. Let's see. Yes, it is reflecting. See that? Clear?
Yes.
What is the difference? What is the difference between them? Siddharth. Now, why? Who can tell me why this is showing? It's why not it's showing my sid edutech.in? That's our next topic. Okay. Great, guys. Let's enjoy your weekend. Next week will come with a lot of attractive topics which make you stronger. Let me save the files.